Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Tuesday, and I hope it finds you well out there. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And, this is just where the winners live right now. The physical delivery of wealth insurance, gold and silver. Boy, probably, at least in my lifetime, and I guess, I was just a little kid in the early 70s, mid-70s. I don't know, and even then, because you know what, we really didn't have a lot of debt back then. Never has it probably been more obvious that stacking dollars is a bad idea. Holding wealth in dollars is a bad idea. Really, holding wealth in fiat is a bad idea. Pick the country. Think about it. Give me the country that we're talking about. Hey, they don't have a debt problem. There isn't one. There isn't one. And what's the solution? Well, we're just going to keep spending. So I hope you're smart. Preserve what you've already earned in precious metals. Why? Because you know what? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you'll still be able to buy the same amount of stuff. We know that's not possible anymore. Think about what you could buy during, say, right after the financial crisis. Think about what you could buy. What was the average house? Less than $200,000. What's it now? $500,000. Right? $500,000. Think about what groceries used to cost, a gallon of gas, right? All of that stuff. The list goes on and on and on and on. Insurance, right? College. Really anything. Electricity. And then, of course, if you want to blow your wealth up because you know you're going to need more income, that's when you come to us for TEXIT. We have big meetings this week. The one in Chandler. So this is our first meeting outside of home base. We're trying to make it easier for those of you that live east and south, a little closer for you. Nando's Mexican Cafe, 1890 West German Road. We'll start at 5, but the meeting really won't get going just because I know a lot of you, I can't quite get there at 5. But get there as soon as you can. Please RSVP for the meeting in Chandler. Very, very important because we want to make sure we're going to have food for you guys there. Bring new people. You know what? If you're a listener, and maybe you're like, God, this can't be true. Of course, you heard it in May, June, July, August, September. Now it's October. And maybe you're starting to think, maybe it is true. Maybe I need to go learn more. Come to the meeting. And like I said, for those of you that are already involved, bring other people. Remember, we're trying to crowdsource this mine. This is the whole point of this. We are going to be very serious here. Over the next 4 to 6 weeks, we want everybody to be on Coinbase, to be on Kraken. You got to be on an exchange. We want everybody to sell some coins. Hey, and some of you want to buy some. I mean, there's some great deals going on. Like if you're on and know what you're doing, you can scoop up a bunch more TEXIT coin. And this is what these meetings are going to be about. And then tomorrow at the radio station in Colorado. So Wednesday the 8th, meetings in Chandler, meeting in Johnstown. The Johnstown meeting is going to start at 6 o'clock. You don't need the RSVP for that one, but Jason and Mike are going to be there. And then the following week, on the 15th, we will have a meeting at our home base over at Barrio Brewing at the Deer Valley Airport. RSVP. For those of you, which is most of you, hey, I'm going to need more than one meeting to figure this out. Get to the meeting in Chandler, come to the meeting at the airport, and hopefully by then, hey, man, I'm on, right? I'm trading, right? I've got my wallet hot. I sent some coins to the exchange. I sold them. I put them in my Coinbase account, and I sent it to my bank. That's what we want the whole process through, and vice versa. 800-951-0592. That is the number you want to call. There is no data, right? We know this. The government shutdown rolls on. So the next paycheck is due on the 15th. Kind of interesting. So the meeting next 2 Wednesdays from now, not Wednesday after. So not tomorrow, but the following Wednesday. I think that's like the military guys and all that stuff. They get their money. Remember, I said I think the shutdown will be over on the 15th. We'll see, right? I think it's going to go. Well. I think it's going to go. Right? Well. Are they going to go without paychecks? I don't know. We'll see. Right? It could. We had a major. Well, this shouldn't surprise anyone. More banks buying up banks. You got to be really, really big if you're going to survive in the banking industry when everybody goes digital. And then where is all the gold and silver going? All coming up next. 800-951-0592. A quick look here at the markets. The Dow is down 80. The S&P is down 22. The Nasdaq's down 100. But, man, are they... Wow. Bubble-licious territory. The 10-year note right now, 414. Crude oil is flat. Gold, a new all-time record high. December gold now, $4,005 and change. 4,000 has been breached today. Spot gold right now, it's up just a little bit. It's only up just under $30 more, $39.90. So
how many times in the last 18 months have we said all-time record high gold? Right?
Well, you know what? Listen, right? We've said that a lot, right? We've said it a lot about the stock market, right? We have. The difference is gold and silver are up twice as much, right, as the new all-time record highs. Silver, a little, I guess, consolidation for the day here. Silver's down about 30 cents, but still above $48. I'm just going to give you a list. And the metals are disappearing. This is just for silver right now. They're out. The Dutch are out. The UK is out. The Royal Canadian Mint is out. South Africa is out. India is out. Vietnam is out. Here in the United States, depending, you're starting to see certain dealers be out. We're not out yet, but do not be surprised. And then just when I thought maybe we could get some consolidation here, we're going to need it at some point. Let's not kid ourselves. Borrowing silver. It has already been extremely expensive to borrow silver for physical delivery. It got a lot more expensive, tripling what you would need to pay. So if you're out there and you have to make good on your silver contracts, and you don't have the physical silver to make good, you're forced to borrow it from somebody who does. and the cost of that has absolutely exploded. You should be able to do it for like next to nothing, right? Because, we got plenty, you got plenty, everyone's got plenty. Out. Be ready. I hope you guys take advantage. Listen, I'll tell you right now, I'm working on something for silver tomorrow. It won't be anything huge, but I've got a few things. Gold today, this is it, guys. I've got 10 20s, $4,075. Period. That's it. That's all I got. I mean, that's really giveaway. If you buy all 10, $4,050. After today, and assuming gold's 4,000 plus, I don't know, 42? Are we going to be at 42, 43? Which is still really cheap when you think about it. 4,000 gold, 10% over, which would still be a normal times. That'd be a pretty good deal. That's $4,400. So this is a great opportunity to get in. And then when we look at what has happened, we don't know, right? Because the government's not giving out any economic reports. And plus, let's face it, were they that accurate anyway? Probably not. Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So this is something you don't need the government for. These are individual bankruptcies. Well, we've only had a few, 250,000 Chapter 7 bankruptcies so far in the United States. That is 15% higher than last year. Chapter 13 bankruptcies, which that's a little different. That Chapter 13, you get to keep some of your assets, and you get like on a payment plan. Where Chapter 7, you're just like, I've got nothing. You basically sell everything you own, and yeah. Well, that 150,000 people also up versus last year. Total individual bankruptcies, when you add the two together, up 11% year over year. So, Jason, this is just another indication, right? The haves and the have-nots. The have-nots continue to grow. And then last but not least, Fifth Third Bank Corp to buy Comerica Bank, an $11 billion all-stock deal. When the deal closes, they'll have $288 billion in assets. They expect the deal to close sometime early next year. I think this now puts them maybe in the 10th spot, maybe the 10th largest bank, 9th largest banks. Jason, it's a rush here. These banks are trying to get as big as possible because I'm going to tell you right now, we got like 4,000 banks. Don't be shocked if there's 100 banks or less by 2030, right? That soon, maybe 2035. Banks are going away, Jason. I think this is a clear sign. Every bank out there is trying to do, well, how big can we get so we can stick around?
You've been warning this for years and years, and I've been agreeing with that since I've been on the radio. I think there's still going to be banks around, but I think you explained it exactly right. It's like with every other business out there, you have these huge conglomerates that run the industry, and then all the small guys peel away. And it just happens that banking tends to be, at least it used to be, not too bad of a lucrative business if you were a small guy. But society is showing that not even small banks are permitted to exist anymore, Joe. So, yeah, I don't know how fast we get to less than 100 banks. I know that something could dramatically happen to create that, but I have a feeling, Joe, that it'll be a little bit slower, and I think we get down to 1,000 banks pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's going to be, and it'll be quick. It really, really will be. Yeah, as I'm watching this play out here, Goldman Sachs, they have revised their gold call for 2026. Originally, Goldman was at $4,300. Yesterday, they've raised it a little bit. Now saying gold 2026, $4,900. So essentially, Goldman saying we're going to have $5,000 gold. ETF holdings, we talked about this last week, skyrocketing. Again, the Federal Reserve, according to Goldman Sachs, by the end of Q2, remember, Jay Powell's done in May, they expect the Fed's funds rates to be 100 basis points lower than where it is today, which just means, again, like we said, what are they telling you? Don't hold money in your bank. This is what they're saying. They're saying that, well, we're going to say we want 2% inflation, but we're going to do nothing to actually get to 2% inflation. And we don't want the banks paying you interest. Which also means, when we sit there and say, hey, we've got the winners here, this is the win. This is why is Goldman, we're going to raise our forecast to $5,000 gold just because? And these guys, they're terrible at this. They're the last ones to admit it. I mean, J.P. Morgan, what was it, finally like a week ago, finally gave up? Okay, all right, we'll go to 4,000. Well, guess what? Gold's 4,000 already. Good job. Way to go, guys. How high is it going to be? And here's the thing. What do they think interest rates are going to be in the fourth quarter of 2026? That's what I want to know. They're saying that central bank gold demand's not going to stop. It doesn't stop every month. They keep piling on. Spot gold up 52% this year. And they're saying strong central bank buying, increased demand for ETFs, weaker dollar, growing interest from retail investors. Yeah. Lines. Listen, you know what? The United States is one of the few places, Jason, where there's not lines.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of weird to think about it, but yeah, most of there's lines.
Yeah, and it has a little bit to do with the gold price in Asia versus the gold price here in the West, and speculators, I guess, if they're in the gold markets, if they can buy it in America and sell it in Asia or buy it in America because the price is artificially low, and all this stuff will even out, and then people in America will be like, wait a minute, what happened to all of our gold? What happened to our ability to get gold? What's happening is the average American's ability to buy it, the idea of the word precious metal is suddenly becoming a lot more clear. Because I've never had in a year that I've been doing this so many people tell me that gold is too expensive, gold is too expensive, gold is too expensive. When's it coming back? Or, I think I'm going to buy silver because I think silver has more room to run. And well, it's just easier to get, right? And this is interesting, Joe. I don't know if you remember last year, Joe. I've been wanting to bring this story to the air, and it's this. I can't get to the end of the story, but 18 months ago. I can't remember the exact month, but it was when gold was just starting to take off back in 2024. Joe, you remember I went to a grocery store. I think it was after a workout or so. I was wearing sweats, so I had my wallet. I didn't keep my wallet I didn't have my pants pocket, right? So I went and got some groceries. If I need to get a few groceries on the way home, and I left the wallet in the cart, the little mini cart, grocery cart, and I drove away. And I had a good little chunk of cash. I had $2,000 cash in the wallet. Okay. And I had a $20 gold piece. This is what I use to show people about, what we sell. It's always, I've gotten customers just by having that gold ounce in my wallet to show people. But I left the wallet in the cart, and I left. And of course, after I figured it out, I drove back and Well, the King Supers, which is where it was at, they had cameras, and they saw who went and picked it up. And the guy went in, and he was really good not to put his ID in on the self-checkout, and he literally was driving a pickup truck that said, was it dirty hands, clean money? That was a toss. But the point of the story is, when I filed the complaint, and then the cops figured out who it was, and I don't know what the process is, but here we are 18 months later. They're going to get to restitution. They actually, I guess this guy got in trouble finally. And I told the cops, I was like, just give me the money. I just have them pay me back. But like, no, we need to do something with this guy. I was like, no, I wish I could have just got the guy to pay me back, because I feel like I'm responsible for being so careless. But the point of the story is, I had to give a value of that coin for the value, which I put about, because I think spot was like it was Valentine's Day of 2024. It was $2,000 an ounce. That's where we were at. We were at 2,000. So I put that as the value, $2,000, right? And then the cash. Well, today, yesterday they got on the phone and said, "Hey, we're getting to the part where we need to assign restitution." And I was like, "Well, on the website that of the company I run, it says $4,075. They said, "Well, send a screenshot." And they're like, "Okay." They assigned the value at $4,075, Joe. They doubled the gold double.
800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Tuesday. Yeah, well, gold, $3,988, $20 gold pieces, $4,075. If you buy 10, $4,050 at 800-951-0592. Goldman Sachs now calling for $4,900 gold 2026. Not to be outdone, the Citadel. Yeah, the head of Citadel, and of course, if you guys don't know Citadel, they are one of the largest hedge funds in the world. Ken Griffin, he came out and said, we're going to be adding gold to our portfolios. And, people are starting now. It's crazy. When I first started, nobody was telling you to have gold in your portfolio. And then gold started to move, 405. And you heard people say, well, maybe have a little bit, have a little exposure to gold. But you never heard anyone say anything more than 5%'s plenty, right? Plenty. And then, of course, the financial crisis, well, okay, 10%. Well, fast forward to today. Not only are they telling you 20%, what I find interesting is what they're telling you not to buy to get to the 20%. Jason, and the answer is Treasury bonds. That's their advice. That's the advice now on Wall Street. And we know we're in a bubble. I don't know when the bubble's going to end. Listen, I think we got more room to run because I agree with Goldman Sachs, right? They're going to keep printing the money and lowering the rates. But the fact of the matter is, this is their warning to you. They've warned you now. They feel like they've done their job. Well, we said it. And not only did we say it, we wrote it down. We put it out there. Goldman's been on TV. Ken Griffin's been on TV. Jeff Gumnuts has been on TV. Ray Dalio's been on TV. Jamie Morgan's been on TV. Jamie Dimon's been on TV, right? Jason, they've all gone on TV and said, well, we said to do it. Right? We said to do it, but are they actually listening?
Well, I would say the gold price is showing that many of the biggest players in the world are buying it. That, Joe, the bankers and especially the central bankers, they really don't want to see the gold price hitting record highs every single day. Right, Joe? It's not as much a competition as it used to be. When the gold was the money, that was the competition for their new system back in 1913. They had this pesky gold thing here, and they had to get rid of it, and they had to bankrupt the whole nation in 1933. But, Joe, I think the biggest players are absolutely putting themselves in gold. Now, some of them are probably misguided, put it in paper gold, right? A lot of them is probably not exactly. And of course, the spot price we give is generally a paper gold price, but I think physical gold price has been showing the last year and a half that it's going to push the paper gold price, whether it wants to go up or not. And so they're getting in. They're getting in, Joe. They have to be getting in. I know that our customers aren't buying as much as they every time before the last year and a half when gold was running, our customers came running. Now gold is running, and our customers are running to bring it and sell it. And, and we had our guest on the show last week on Friday, and he said he liked the peanut butter jar analogy, which is, look, the big money puts the peanut butter in, and when they pull it out, there's nothing in the peanut butter jar, but all the money is really these huge financial interests, these central bankers. They put the peanut butter in the jar in good times, and it fills the jar. And when they take their peanut butter out, how many times have we talked about Jamie Dimon selling his stock for the first time, Warren Buffett selling stock, right? All these big players are moving out because they're waiting for something tremendously bad to happen with some of their positions, and then they're going to go buy everything. Well, that peanut butter stuck to the side of the jar. That's everybody that made a little bit of money. And what you have to avoid is the spatula. Here comes the big players, and they're cleaning that thing out. And I'm good, but people need to sell gold and silver. At least you have it. You have the savings. You can get things taken care of. But try to avoid the spatula, man. Try to avoid getting cleaned out, because that's what's happening right now. I've never seen it more than I've seen it this past year, Joe.
I will
can't hold on to it.
I'll say this too, because I get it. God, I made a lot of money, and look at this run. It's got to come back. It's got to. And let me say, I'm going to tell you right now, it will at some point correct. But here's what's not going to happen. Gold's not going back to $2,000. Hell, it's not going back to $3,000. By the time this run is over, we'll be lucky that if the consolidation is somewhere north of 5,000. Same thing with silver. I think silver's going to 100. Now, does that mean there won't be pullbacks between $4,000 and $5,000 gold? Of course there's going to be. Does that mean there won't be pullbacks in silver? Of course there's going to be. But this is just economics 101. Why are all of these people out here saying the same? Because it's economics 101. This isn't speculation. Everybody's looking to be diversified. But if the need to take a profit is there for you, put it in TEXIT. You know what? Take some of your gold, buy a 9-pack in TEXIT. Right? Sell a couple of 20s and a 10 and get a 9-pack. Diversify within it, right? I think that makes a lot of sense. And a lot of you have done just that. Look how well you have done. On top of it, look how many of you now are buying gold with TEXIT Coin. Because you've doubled, tripled, quadrupled your money. And you're adding back to it. I am sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, how bad is this thing going to really get? Look at the debt. The debt just jumped, like $250 billion overnight the other day. Guess what? In another couple of 3 weeks, it's going to jump another $250 billion. We're going to be at $38 trillion here, lickety split. We're going to be at $39 trillion before Donald Trump finishes his first year of his second term. Are you not understanding what it is that they are going to do? You need more income, period. TEXIT Coin can provide that for you. So if you've got the itch maybe to take some profits, hey, I got a great solution for you. Trade it in and get some TEXIT coin. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Remember the meetings tomorrow here in Arizona. We got the big meeting in Chandler. Nando's Mexican Cafe, 1890 West German Road. Food starts at 5. The meeting will kick off around 6. Go to about 8 o'clock. Jason and Mike at the radio station, 6 o'clock at the radio station. Remember, guys, we're here now. We're here. TEXIT has arrived on the big stage, right? I think of all the milestones that we've already accomplished with all the, it wasn't really a lot, I'll be honest, but there was a few haters out there online, right? You know, it's a scam, it's this, it's that. Listen, what are we really doing? We're crowdsourcing the largestly owned independent mine in the world. That is what we're doing. Period. We've raised almost $100 million. That's insanity. It's incredible. We're going to hit 50,000 miners this month. 50,000. Jason and I were like 3,000 in May. Right? We've got somewhere around 60 days. And that's it. No more miners. Why do you want to be a miner? And I love it. Because a lot of people were saying, well, why would I want to mine? Why wouldn't I just want to buy the coin? I've done both. Jason's done both. I like being a miner because every day I know I'm going to have income. It's daily income. And I keep telling people, this is an opportunity to change your life for not a lot of money. These things don't come in like yeah, I can, give me $1 million and I can make you rich. Okay, well, you got to have $1 million.
The vast majority of my TEXIT coin are mined coins, and signing up people and being a part of what TEXIT offers is how I built the coins that I have, right, Joe? And why buy the coins when you can earn the hell out of them and just completely stack up a huge pile of coins by simply putting a little work in? And Joe and I have the advantage. Joe bought a radio station. I'm taking over the radio station. Well, that's just the way the world works. There's always advantages. And most people don't fault us for that. Most people are saying, man, congratulations, Jason, for taking advantage of this. We have another text that comes down the pipe. Joe and I are going to put that on the air. These things don't happen all the time. But when something jumps up in front of you, we'll use what we have. And here's the thing. Our advantage turned into your gain. And, Joe, why would you want to buy the coins when you could earn them? You plunk down $9,000. My parents, for example, they did the gold trade-in, got the 9 packs, right? Just the other day, we were talking. I was like, well, why don't you just get your gold back? And so my dad got a 9-pack. My mom got a 9-pack. My dad, they sent my dad's coin in. We broke it open. They sent me not all of it, but the majority of his TEXIT coins, and I gave them all their gold back, all of it.
Right.
My mom's account's untouched. My mom's TEXIT account is completely untouched and still earning coins. They're on house money now. It's amazing that they got all 6 of their
house
back.
Money, and they made house money, and they're up $20,000.
So closer to 30, yeah.
Right, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Close to 30. Okay,
yeah.
Close to $30,000.
So that's
and they got their gold back.
That's why you want to be a miner. Go ahead and buy all the coins you want. Play the stock market, which is the crypto market. The crypto market and the stock market, they operate similarly. But why wouldn't you just want the machine that makes it? I keep telling my analogy at the meetings when people get a little confused is when you're driving down that country road and you see the oil rig, the dinosaur, pumping up and down. I'll try to do on screen. The oil, it's pumping. What you're buying the rigs. When you buy into TEXIT coin, you buy the rig. Now, the rig doesn't give you any money. It pumps the oil. The oil is the TEXIT coin. Why buy and sell oil when you can own the rig that pulls the oil out of the ground and you just take it to market, right? And Joe, that's what TEXIT's offering, the rig. Not the oil. It's offering the rig. And it's good to have both. If you want to buy TEXIT coin and TEXIT coin's going up, it's a great thing to buy. If you want to fatten your stack, just like gold, well, why not have the rig? Why not pursue as many rigs as you can get your hands on? Because if you bring more people into the company, you can have a whole lot more rigs. And you want to have a whole lot of rigs work in our TEXIT coin fields.
And here's the thing. The best part is, because that's the other, this is like a pyramid or this is a multi-level. It's not, actually. Mm-hmm. It's not multi-level at all. Matter of fact, we have a lot of multi-level marketers in this that will tell you that this isn't. First of all, you don't have to do anything. All the numbers I give everybody is you doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you decide to help us crowdfund, then yeah, you got a chance to earn, as Jason calls it, more rigs. I hear a lot about, there's going to be a rug pull or a pump and dump. Guys, nobody in the company owns enough coins to actually do it. That's the thing. See, this isn't, there was no pre-mined coins. Bobby didn't give himself 20 million TEXIT coin, right? I mean, the top 100. If you could get, Bobby could get all the top 100 miners to all agree, guys, let's all sell our coins at the exact same second, at the exact same time. You're talking about like 20% of all the coins. One of the mine is full. That's it. That's the top 100.
And that aside, just for a moment, worrying about a big sell-off, and no matter what Joe says, yes, if everyone just suddenly dumped the coin all at once, yes, it will go to zero. There is a situation where it can happen.
Sure.
But let's say this. How many people want to really dump all their coins when they have rigs producing coins? Who wants to own a rig that can't pump any coins, any oil out? So the people are invested in this. They want these rigs to keep pumping out oil, so I'm not going to dump all of it. I don't want to crash this thing. It's been built for people to be long-term interested, Joe.
Amen to that. By the way, get ready. I keep telling you. I know you're like, well, when's the coin going to go up again? Get ready. Remember, we got a special going on. We'll tell you about what that is next. 800-951-0592. Final segment here on this Tuesday. Again, $20 gold pieces, 1 through 9, 4,075. 10 or more, 4,050. Tomorrow, I'm going to piece together a little bit of a silver sale, so we'll piece that together for you. Tomorrow, again, the government is shut down, so there's, I guess we're just uncertain of what the economic data is, and I don't know. I think it's better, right? I mean, doesn't look like any of it was actually right anyway. Just another reason why you probably need to have more gold and silver put away. And then, of course, TEXIT coin. Got big meetings tomorrow. Remember the Chandler meeting at Nando's Mexican Cafe, 1890 West German Road. Please RSVP. We are going to teach you how to buy and sell TEXIT coin. If you haven't signed up for Coinbase or Kraken, do it today. Do it today, because it'll help you at the meeting. Then the radio station has a meeting tomorrow as well at 6 o'clock. And then another meeting here in Phoenix the following Wednesday, the 15th, at Barrio Bruin at the Deer Valley Air Park. For those of you that need extra time here in Arizona, go to both meetings. That's my suggestion. And then hopefully you'll be on the exchanges and buying and selling TEXIT coin all you want, all by yourself. And that is exactly how we want it all to be. For those of you who have yet to sign up, $9.95 gets you in. You only can buy 27 seats. That's the maximum. Me, Jason, and Mike have decided any unsponsored person that signs up with a 3-pack or more will give you $100 off. Take $100 off.
Sponsored under Mike.
Or you can pay the amount, and we'll give you $100 cash if you want to trade some gold and silver. Trade some gold and silver, and we'll give you $100 cash.
To be sponsored under Joe, Jason, or Mike. So if you come to me, I'll be sliding in under Joe because Joe's doing our signups here. So if you're sponsored under Joe or Mike, essentially $100 back if you do a 3-pack or larger. Because hey, we like to get some sponsors. We love helping you guys. You guys are bringing your friends and family, and we have them sponsored under you. We're just saying, hey, if you want Joe or Mike or Jason to be your sponsor, we'll throw you $100. We're sweetening the pot so we can place you where we think would be a better place for you. It is kind of an interesting game when we place people. When they're placed under you, when friends or family placed under you, that's where they're at because they have to be placed under you. But Joe has some interesting places he can put you, some advantageous places to put you. If Joe has placed you in his downline, it's because it's going to help him. Which means when someone signs up under that placement, Joe has to put someone under you to continue to put points going up. So positioning does help, Joe, doesn't it?
Yeah, and again, let's not overcomplicate this whole thing.
Okay. Well, $100.
Jason and I. Well, I was going to say, Jason and I, our downline is so big that. It is definitely very advantageous for people to be a part of what we're doing because the opportunity to have people placed under you is far greater than any other line. What does that mean? Absolutely nothing. If you're helping us crowdsource the mine, you're going to be able to get more hash. And if you don't want to, no big deal, right? You're going to do just fine by sitting around and letting other people do the work for you, right? Like Jason and I. 800-951-0592. Jason and I were coming right back with a half-empty cup. Stay with us.